Hello, friends. Mrs. Levesque here to share a story with you today. If you've forgotten who I am, or maybe you're new to our school, I work in the library at Chapman Heights Elementary School, and we get to share stories together. Eventually, you guys will get to come to the library and check out your own books to read. But for now, let's start with our first story. This one is called Goat's Coat, and this was written by Tom Percival and illustrated by Christine Pine. So that means Tom Percival wrote the words and Christine Pine drew the pictures. Look at, there is a goat wearing a coat. Have you guys ever seen a goat wear a coat? Is that strange to you? I don't know. Let's see what happens. Right on the inside of the cover here, there is a little description of the story I want to read to you first. Alfonso the goat couldn't be happier. He just got an amazing new coat, and when he wears it, he feels on top of the world. Have you guys ever felt like that? Do you have like a favorite shirt or favorite shoes? When you wear them, you just feel like really fresh, really excited to start the day. But during a stroll through the forest, he discovers some fellow creatures in big trouble, and pieces of his coat could save the day. Will Alfonso be able to give up his treasured possession to help his friends? I don't know. Would you guys do that? Would you give up your favorite toy, your favorite thing to help a friend? I want you guys to think about that as we're reading the story. Let's see what Alfonso does, okay? Goat's coat. He's looking at himself in the mirror here. I think he likes what he sees. Let me tell you the tale of Alfonso the goat, who was terribly proud of his lovely new coat. It had bright, shiny buttons all made out of glass and a collar the color of freshly cut grass. People turned to admire as Alfonso walked by. What a marvelous coat, he heard someone sigh. Alfonso was happy, he pranced and he skipped. Then he heard a sad noise croaking out of a ditch. What do you think that could be? Croaking. Deep down in the ditch was a family of frogs. They used to live there in a mossy old log. But the log wasn't there. It had rotted away, and the frogs from the log now had nowhere to stay. The frogs were distraught. Please help us, they cried. And Alfonso felt sorry for them, so he tried. He unpicked some stitches upon his new coat, and using the fabric, helped make them a boat. The frogs were delighted. He just made their day. Oh, thank you, they croaked as they all sailed away. That was nice of him. Alfonso's new coat didn't look quite so smart, but he felt a warm glow in the depths of his heart. He clipped happily on till he came to a shed. The sound from within filled Alfonso with dread. What could possibly make such a sad sound as that? Alfonso peered in, then he saw it. A cat. The cat was trembling and terribly pale. It was clear to see that she'd hurt her tail. Can you see what her tail is stuck in here? It looks like one of those little mouse traps where the metal thing pops down, but instead of catching a mouse, it caught her tail. Yikes. Alfonso got busy and cleaned up the cut. Then using his coat, he bandaged it up. The cat was so glad, so grateful and happy, but Alfonso's coat was now looking quite ratty. He clip-clopped along through the crisp winter's day. He was whistling a song when a hen came his way. You guys know what a hen is? It's a chicken, right? A girl chicken. The hen was upset. She'd lost one of her chicks. Could this be something Alfonso could fix? Together the hen and Alfonso looked around, but the hen's little chick just couldn't be found. Then, somewhere up high, a voice cried, "Help me!" And there was the chick, stuck up in a tree. So Alfonso removed even more of his coat and tied it together to make a long rope. He gritted his teeth and climbed up like a rocket. He came down again with the chick in his pocket. Alfonso's new coat was now looking a mess. Still, what's done is done. It was all for the best. As Alfonso walked on, there were more problems still, but he helped solve them all with his coat and his skill. He's talented, isn't he? Alfonso's new coat was now just a few threads, but he thought of the good deeds that he'd done instead. The weather grew colder, snow fell all around. Poor coatless Alfonso trudged back toward town. The blizzard grew worse, it got colder and colder. Alfonso took shelter behind a large boulder. Can you see him right there all curled up? Alfonso was freezing and night would soon fall, so he curled up in a cold little ball. But then he heard voices ring out through the night. Someone was shining around a bright light. Who do you think it is? Here came the frogs and the cat and the hen. He wasn't alone. He'd been found by his friends. Seeing them all made Alfonso feel better. And not only that, they had brought him a sweater. They had made it themselves from the things they could find, a gift to Alfonso for being so kind. And so our dear goat had made best friends forever, and he wore his new sweater, whatever the weather. You can see him here under an umbrella with his friends wearing that new sweater. What do you guys think? Did you like that cute story? I did. So you'll have to share with me, would you have given away your coat or your favorite possession to help friends like that? I think I would. I think it would be the nice thing to do. I think friends are more important. What do you guys think? Until next time, take care of yourselves, and I will see you later.